by myself, meeting lots of wonderful people on the way up, on the way down, with the one family. Let's see, Rob and his daughter Bree, who live in North Carolina, and his other daughter Brooke, who they picked up on the way, who lives in Oklahoma. And so she's on the east side of Oklahoma. And I forget what mountain he said they live by. As little Miss Jenny here, slow and steady, passed back and forth with them quite a few times, as they would go a lot faster than me and then take a little break, and then go faster and then take a little break. And then I met up with his daughter Bree, close by the actual chain part of Angel's Landing, which was awesome to have somebody to kind of go in front of me, and it took away a lot of my nerves. And I had people behind me, and then we passed, and yeah, it was great. And also on the way up, meeting the wonderful family with the dad who lived in Mesa, Guadalupe and Crisman, and they currently live in Spokane, Washington. It was a mom, a dad, like 3 daughters, I believe, 2 younger and one maybe like 20. Not good with ages. And chatting with them, and them saying that they currently live in Spokane, and being surprised that I'm going to be going there next week. Yeah, I'm not even surprised anymore. I just keep meeting more people from Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and yeah. And then on the top, guy and his girlfriend. She's super cute with like these double French braids. Well, what is it? Dutch braid when it's on the outside. And she's in aviation school. She said she's doing her aviation residency in New York. And I not get her name. Oh yeah, and then Rob and Bree and Brooke have 2 brothers named Brian and Bryce, who are currently in Ohio for a truck show, where I guess they drive on the beach or something like that. And sorry, just trying to follow my directions. 1 mile, exit on 160. On my way to my parents' house, which I should be there in like 10 minutes, so I'll have to do this video on that day. And so Eric is the boyfriend, we'll call him friend, that's a boy to the girl. And he, somehow the whole Spokane thing came up top. And I said he's my bracelet twin, because he was wearing like a very similar bracelet like this as me up top, which was awesome. And he said, well, I guess I should mention then that I did my survival training in Spokane. And I was like, that's awesome, of course you did. And then on the way back down, I chatted with Brooke quite a bit, who's in journalism. She's a news anchor, and she said she's going to be in Oklahoma until April, and then she'll be going on to her next job. And then where am I going? Exiting here? I'm so confused. Said to exit. I'm very confused though, because this is Bell Road. Okay, so just just did, even though I followed the apparently when I go by trains that are going the opposite direction, I enter quantum and somehow end up going the opposite way, because now the directions are telling me to do a U-turn, just like they did with California. And I even looked down after the train because I was like, ooh, it's the train, just like on the way to California. And I even looked down after and clarified that I was going the correct direction. And now it's telling me to do a U-turn. So apparently that's how I enter the quantum, is driving and having a train go the opposite direction as me. So that was fun. Alrighty, I can't wait to tell Carissa that it just happened to me again. Holy, okay, that's really flipping cool. So on the way back down from Angel's Landing, talked with Brooke quite a bit. Bree on the way up, Brooke on the way down. Talked with the dad, Rob, and Eric, and another girl who was up there who hiked it by herself, whose son is with the dad. Okay, am I going the correct direction now? So confused by this. Okay, now I am going the correct direction. Okay, that was cool. I just reversed directions again. So apparently anytime I'm driving and I go by a train that's going the opposite direction, I somehow end up going the opposite direction too. That is quite fun. Whew, that's surreal. So intrigued by this, and I have to figure out, because that might be my cue on how to enter the beyond, by more visual stuff, which I was kind of getting the message for anyway. Is like watching trippy stuff in order to enter quantum. Is that what we call it right now? The void, enter beyond. So I was talking with Eric and his girl, and so she's Jewish and her parents are divorced, and she grew up mostly, back and forth 50-50 with them, similar parenting situation as me and Dave and the kiddos, and because I currently have them Tuesday, Thursday, and every other weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nights, afternoons and nights, and Dave currently has them Monday, Wednesday, and every other weekend. So, she said she is Jewish and apparently loves to be active and hike, and feels like a little bit of a black sheep, kind of like a little bit of a, not necessarily one of her family either, because they like to lay around and eat and socialize and lay around by the pool, I think she said, and socialize and eat food, and yes. So she said she's close with her dad, but so she said she met Eric. He was her flight instructor, her teacher. Like, he was my teacher. She's cute. And then somehow just kind of opened up a little bit. She was asking me about my husband, so I explained guys seem pretty open to stuff. So, I was talking about signs about going to Spokane next week. That's where my trip is next week. And he goes, oh, so I guess I should tell you, I did my survival training in Spokane. I was like, that's awesome. Of course you did. So, I was telling him about signs of my future partner being Brian and his family dynamics with him being adopted and his parents adopting him because they had him at a young age, and then they ended up getting married and having more children, and so he's got his adopted family and his biological family, and yes, so putting that out into the universe, and that was really cool. So as I was saying, I am definitely accepting that I did experience an NDE the night of whatever night that video is, past life memory that is, definitely, then you see me waking back up, quote, very confused. We wake up every morning. We're not confused when we wake up. There's no confusion. You know when you go to sleep. You know when you wake up. You don't wake up saying, I think I fell asleep, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to have to rewatch that video. So I definitely think that was me transitioning to the beyond in that video. And acknowledging, why would I be so confused coming back and quote, waking up and feel like I need to leave a video for Danielle so that she doesn't worry about me. Why would you be worried about somebody who fell asleep? So yes, definitely acknowledging that was probably my point of healing, like the turning point for me healing versus then and then after acknowledging that it was time to get the breast implants out because I had finally let go of my ego, finally let it go, the traveling to the beyond. Just gonna put it out there because that's what these videos are for. But yes, definitely feeling frustrated that I do not remember going wherever I went and I transitioned on and came back, just because a lot of people who experience NDEs have these wonderful, amazing stories of just, getting to experience and feel pure, unconditional love when they come back. So I'm just going to acknowledge my frustration there. That how come I'm not one of those, quote, lucky ones who gets to remember her journey beyond and the feeling and all the stuff that happened when I was there. Why is it just me going and then waking up? Why do I not remember, this wonderful, magical expanse of whatever happened, when I realized or acknowledged, no, I want to live and come back and continue. And, but acknowledging that that's just, there's a reason for that. And that is part of my NDE story. And I don't know what it is right now, or why I don't get to remember that. But that's what I chose to come back to, and that's my life journey and my life experience. And I do acknowledge that ever since then, I've been experiencing and seeing source light, and for such a long time it was only in photos, and now driving yesterday on the way home from Angel's Landing, I can now, so that's pretty cool. That's definitely an acknowledgement of my progress. Is now, when I was driving yesterday, I could see the light coming from the sun. I could see the ray. Sorry, I'm way out of camera because I'm pointing to the that when I'm really, really grounded, my voice gets really, really low. And then when I tend to feel more, what's the word I'm looking for? Surreal, ethereal, whatever that word is. More surreal, more like I look at mountains, I look at, this magical view around me with all these mountains and the scenery and it looks surreal. It does not look real. It looks surreal. It does not look real. And I notice when I'm in those phases, my voice is way higher, way more high pitched. It's such an interesting phenomenon. Like I'm super grounded right now. My voice is very deep. It's very grounded. And then you'll notice, when I'm more out there, my voice is much more higher pitched. So yes, I think I'm at a point right now where I'm okay, I acknowledge, I think that's where I needed to turn to get gas. That's cool. I'll turn over here and figure it out and do it. That I just need to acknowledge and accept, and I still have a little bit of psoriasis there. I do feel like it's getting better. There we can do, buddy. Acknowledging that for some reason this is my life path. I don't understand why I don't remember my trip beyond, but I know now that was definitely, I died and came back. There's no question about it. You don't get confused about falling asleep. Nobody ever gets confused about falling asleep and confused when they wake up and say, I think I fell asleep, but I'm not sure. I'm confused. I don't know what happened. That just does not happen. So just acknowledging that the universe still has a plan for me, and it's going to continue to unfold and come to fruition, and I do have a feeling that these videos are going to be a large part of it. Maybe this is going to be the way that my story is told, which is why I'm leaving these videos, because I felt very called to do these for a long time, and thankfully for Danielle for allowing me somebody to share this stuff with. And now not only have I uploaded quite a few to YouTube, but they are also here in the Marco Polo cloud, their server, whatever they use, so that when it comes time for writing my book, for putting together my video of my experience, who knows, a lot of it is documented, a lot of it. I still get itchy. I still have this patch right here, which again, I'm trying my hardest to let go of the frustration and the itchy and the psoriasis, which actually looks quite a bit better since yesterday. There's still a little bit. It actually looks way better after yesterday. I took pictures before. I'll have to take pictures after. I know this is the whole thing. It looks like I'm flipping people off, but I actually have a lot more hand motion too. I couldn't really do that yesterday. It was I couldn't do that. It was kind of very painful to do. This is much less painful. Still a little painful right here, but these parts feel much better. So just trying to learn to let go, and whatever this is just part of my journey, and continue to learn and just continue to do my best to let go and be the vessel, be the purpose for why I am back. Because I came back for a reason, for multiple reasons, for reasons sharing my story, helping other people through stuff, getting to share with Anna. That was really magical. Let's quickly describe this. Anna is 12. Her brother AJ is 10. Rachel and Sam, mom and dad. Rachel is Randy's sister. Randy is Danielle's ex-husband. And their two younger kids are Anna and AJ. And Anna and I just, that immediate connection, that immediate comfort with each other. Me really wanting to just show her love and hug her and got to hold her and rock her like a baby in the pool. That was a lot of fun. And at breakfast, whatever morning that was, Sunday morning, I think. Was that? No, that was the day I went hiking. So breakfast Saturday morning. Yes, breakfast Saturday morning. Her breaking down at the table and saying, crying, saying that she was upset because her mom and dad were fighting that morning and yelling. I got to hug her and hold her and tell her, I feel her, I've been there. I understand. And then, I went up to her room with her so she could change for the pool. I was already dressed for the pool. And on the way up, she said, she's sensitive and that stuff really affects her. And, it felt really nice to get to tell her that, I grew up with parents yelling at each other too, and now I know that you don't have to communicate like that. You can communicate calmly in a loving manner and not yell at each other. And I didn't know that back then. I just thought that was normal. I just thought that's what everybody did. So I felt very blessed to kind of get to pass on that message. Hopefully, she knows that there can be more out there for her. And then getting her text at 6 in the morning on Sunday that they were getting ready to leave, and I went down and said goodbye to her and AJ and got the biggest hugs with them, and giving Rachel and Sam hugs goodbye, and just that ability to get to show other people love and feel that connection, especially with Anna and AJ, and I know I'll get to see them again. Alright, I'm gonna get gas and go to my parents' house. I'm hungry. Alright, this one's for you, Jenny, so I love you.